I don't even know how many times I've been asked, when do I get to move on? When do I get to live my life now that I've had this huge loss in my life? Now, some of you have been widowed and some of you have been divorced, had some major life transition, and people are still holding you to this ideal and story of a person that really no longer exists within the context of the relationship in which it lived. So if you've been widowed or divorced, if life's changed dramatically, things are different now. You are literally a different person because things have irrevocably changed. So I want to ask you, who said you could? Who said you could start your life over again? Because some of you may be thinking, I'm not allowed to. I have to live in the past. You may not be saying this consciously, but you're doing it. You're doing it because you're saying to yourself, well, what would he have done if this? What would she have thought about it if I did X, Y, Z? What are the people around me going to say if I make this change? I couldn't possibly sell the house. I've been in it all my life, all my married life. Oh, I couldn't get rid of the house after the divorce. The kids would be brokenhearted. Who said you could live your life? Who said you get to make your own choices now? Guess what? You can say that. You can give yourself permission to live this life again in a new way. When you've had life stripped out from underneath you, whether you chose it or whether you didn't choose it makes no difference. The fact and the reality is you're in a completely new place and you have to move forward. And how do you move forward when everything else is holding you back? And most of the things holding you back is genuinely mostly up here, but sometimes it's because of how we're reacting to what other people are expecting of us, or our sense of obligation towards them and what they need. But I want to ask you, what about you? You're the one that's had your heart broken. Okay, they may be heartbroken too for various reasons. Anytime two people either divorce or somebody's been widowed, it affects everybody. So I want to acknowledge that. But you're at the core of this and you can only control for you. And so what are you going to do next? Okay. This is what I help people with, is to be able to understand what steps they need to take next that is going to clarify the things that they know they really want in their heart. Because many of you are holding yourself back from what you really want. From some of you, it might be dating again, and some of you, it might be being able to sell the house. All this stuff is a burden. I need to be able to let it go. You know you do, but you're afraid. I couldn't possibly let that thing go. What about that? So I want to recommend a good book to you, Marie Kondo, The Joy of, what is it? The Joy of something. It's The Joy of something, but Marie Kondo. She helps people to get rid of stuff. Look her up. But that doesn't help with the heart of this life that was. Well, actually, it will help a little bit with that. The joy of tidying up, or the art of tidying up. Joy of tidying up, I think that's what it is. So check it out. But anyway, that's only if you have a lot of stuff you have to get rid of. But this is really always about the stuff that's in your heart, the stuff that's in your mind, the things that you're attached to, the stories, the people, the way things were, trying to recreate a past that can no longer be again. I know. I've been divorced and widowed. I've had to remake my life over and over again. I have had a ridiculous amount of loss in my relatively young life. And I help people to be able to overcome those losses by being able to live again freely. Find out what holds them back, what's holding you back. So you can read all the books you want. You can understand all the stages of grief. You can, check out podcasts, and they're going to help. They're going to help. Absolutely. But sitting down with somebody one-on-one that can really dig in intuitively to what you've been through and how that has affected you and where your soul is at and where it wants to go, where it's begging you to take it in this physical life. I help people to figure that out. So while we're allowing that grief that we've had over the life that was to weigh us down, we also are looking for open doors of opportunity, and they're there inside of you. And you'll know them when your heart starts to perk up a little bit. You feel some joy. You feel some hope. There's a little bit of inspiration. Wow, that looks nice. And then you find yourself doing this. Oh, I couldn't possibly. Oh, what would they think? No, that's really not for me. How could I? How could you not? How could you not? You're still here. You are still alive and living this life. You have purpose, you have meaning, and there's things you need to do until you get past that stickiness of whatever issue that's holding you back or holding you up. Then you're not able to really fully live in the way you're meant to live. So once you can identify what it is exactly and what you're going to do about it, and know that it's the right thing for you to do, because it's going to resonate with you, it's going to feel right, then you'll know. You'll know. You'll know more of who you are now after you've had this loss. And you'll understand more of how this loss has created a new you that wouldn't have existed before. And it's okay to love this new you that you're becoming, that you will become. And that there's no reason to allow guilt to hold you to a you that no longer exists. Because the change happened. Now, what are you going to do with your next steps? Because possibilities abound. And you're not alone. Many of us have been down these paths, but yours is unique to you and you alone. If you'd like some help with that, let me know. I do offer that service. But you have to take care of yourself first. Put yourself first in many of these situations, not last. Because after this profound loss you've had, you've got to be able to make use of it so it doesn't drown you. Temporarily hold you down. But you come bobbing back up, ready to live again, ready to make new choices, ready to see things in new ways you didn't see them before, have new revelations and new inspiration. This can happen for you. You don't have to be held back, held down. You don't have to be stuck. Not anymore. It's okay to move forward. The door's open for you. Will you step through it?